Ladies and gentlemen, Luke Mattias in the spotlight this week. Mr. marcuspeters, welcome, my friend. As if it's just this week, you're always in the spotlight.
I try to keep in the spotlight, yes.
Hey, we feel like we're in the spotlight today.
Right.
Fantastic. Marcus, we have got a wonderful network and you are a key part of it. Tell us all a little bit more quickly about what we do and where you sit.
I sit in the seat that I hold in this particular chapter is obviously the real estate seat, the residential real estate seat, and I certainly enjoy the interaction with all the members here and listen with intent to see if I can help them, and at the same time see if there's an opening for me and what they have to say and whether they need my assistance in anything obviously to do in real estate. And also I think because of my experience in life, I also offer a little bit of mentoring. So it might not be a business decision that somebody wants straight away. It might just be an independent voice, or what do you think of this, Marcus? What do you think of that? You know, can you help me with this? You know, what do I need to do if it's related to real estate? Yep,
and life. You've helped me personally with a number of other outside of business, so I thank you for that. In real estate, how long have you been in? Where are you?
I've been in real estate now 30 years. I started off in real estate when I was around 35. Before that I was in the rag trade, and I'd been in real estate 7 months, and I met a guy called Tony Pride, and he said, why don't we go into real estate on our own? I thought, oh yeah, what a good idea. I've only been in 7 months, we'll start our own business. So that took about 13 months, and we started a business called Wilson Pride about nearly 30 odd years ago, and we grew it to 50 offices, and then we sold it to Century 21.
Fantastic, and you've obviously remained in the industry. Why do you remain in this industry for so
long?
I
think it's interesting. As you get a bit older, people talk about retiring. Well, I don't know what you do to retire because I'm not a golfer, I'm not a fisherman. I couldn't drive a car 7 days a week. What I do love, I actually love meeting people. And it just so happens that on the back of that, it's about property.
Yeah. I love this. So you love what you do.
I enjoy what I do, yeah.
And by seeing you in work, it's quite apparent that you love what you do.
Yeah.
Now, it's 2018, times are changing, digital is coming hard. There's a lot of rumour about, is there still room for real estate agents moving forward? Have you got a voice and opinion on this sort of area?
I've got a voice and opinion, and I think that the best thing that has happened to me is the internet, and also technology, which I know very little about. But what it has done, it's transcended me to all areas of Melbourne and some interstate. But what it has done, it's enabled me to work with younger people that do have that ability to be able to help me and push me and open doors that wouldn't have been opened before. So what's happened is that because of the technology, the local agent really doesn't exist anymore. The agent is actually, because of all the information that's provided, you can get that knowledge very quickly and still be able to help people in all different areas. And that's proved in the last few years where I've been selling in Gisborne, Reservoir, Ascot Vale, and then back in my own hood down in Elwood, St Kilda, Brighton, Blackrock, where I live. So it's enabled me to go to a lot of different places.
Yeah, fantastic. So that comes down to, again, your personality, because we speak about this often, that belly-to-belly relationships, looking people in the eyes is...
I think that's very important. I think apart from all the data that you can have and all the technology and all the ability to get into people's homes, I still think there is certainly an opening for meeting people, you know, one-on-one. And I look around the room and I look at most of everybody in this group, and they certainly talk about technology, but they also talk about meeting their clients one-on-one, face-to-face, and having a chat to them and helping them personally.
And there's no better person to chat to than you. Now, question for you. Everyone sells property.
Yep.
What do you look for in a real estate agent? As a client, as a vendor, what do I look for in a real estate agent?
It's an excellent question, Luke, and people spend millions and millions of dollars on branding, on all sorts of packaging. I think the most important thing is you've got to look for the 1%ers. So if you're going to meet a real estate agent, things like, what's his handshake like? Does he look you in the eye? Both male or female, a little bit of history about themselves. You know they're a real estate agent. Sometimes you need to know what else do they do. Is that their whole life? Have they got any other hobbies? What do they do outside of work? I think you need to understand. Then you need to bring it back to, as a potential seller, potential vendor, you need to know the person doesn't have to love your house, but I think what the estate agent needs to know is who is going to buy your house. who is the profile of the person that's going to buy your house or your apartment. That's the understanding that a real estate agent should have, and that's the understanding that'll give the confidence to the vendor that wants to sell a property, if the agent understands who's going to buy it and why.
That is why you are so successful. That is why you are so integral to our network. That is why we have you in the spotlight. Mr. Marcus Peters, it has been a pleasure as always.
Thank you, Luke. Thank you, B&I.